Broadcasting to Stoke-on-Trent and the world. This is Six Towns Radio.
It's Six Towns Radio. We got a great guest on today. We've got Jenny, formerly of the Belle Stars. How are you doing, Jenny? You okay?
Hello, Terry. Fantastic. Thank you very much.
You're doing the Acoustic Festival of Britain and Utoxeter at the end of May. Is this your very first one?
Have I done one with Mike before? No, yes, it is the first one. No. I've done one with him before. Quite a few years ago, actually. Funny enough, with one of the guys from the Bay City Rollers.
Yeah, Eric Faulkner.
Eric, yeah, that's it. Yeah.
It was at Nantwich, and now it's moved up to Utoxeter.
Are they good? I've never been to this one. Are they good?
Oh yeah, they're very good. Such a mixture of acts for people of all ages. You'll find that the crowds are very mixed, and there's so much to do on the day as well.
Oh.
I remember years ago, I had a poster of the Belle Stars on my wall. So you were on my wall when I was a kid. And I also remember you were on Timmy Mallett's radio show on Piccadilly Radio.
Oh dear, yeah. That was a long time ago, you know.
Yeah, his radio show was a lot different than his TV show, wasn't it?
Is Timmy still around? Is he still with us on the universe?
I'm sure he's still doing it.
He's got to have kind of grown up a tad, haven't we all? Yeah, goodness me, it'd be terrible if it was the same. You start wondering.
The 80s were a fun time. The outfits, the videos, the music was all quite fun.
80s were a lot of fun for me as a young artist, and then just growing up through it and observing and experiencing what it's like to be around people within that environment in the 80s. And we went through quite a few fashion changes, music changes. It was just great fun. Great fun.
The actual 80s itself was quite depressing.
You remember, because it's also like good for us because we actually came from a band called the Body Snatchers, which if you think, remember in the late 70s, you know, ska was around and this and that, and of course they were involved in that. And then of course when they disbanded, you know, I took over at Rhoda's place as the lead singer, and then there was a bass player, Leslie Schoen. She took over another, you know, as bass player. And then we were called the Belle Stars, and then the music changed because, you know, the music in that time had changed, and it was now coming, you know, getting to the kind of poppy kind of thing and the new romantics and all the kind of like exciting visual things that you can find about the 80s. I mean, some of the clothes are terrible, but some of the clothes are dreadful, but it was great. Them times are great, yeah.
And you had quite a bit of success in the US. I can remember Sign of the Times was played on MTV.
Yeah, it did actually. Yeah, I mean, I went out to America, and people did actually seem to know who we were. You know, from Sign of the Times.
And then after that, Ico appeared in Rayman, one of the biggest films of the 80s. Well, the late 80s. That must have been just amazing.
That was a bit strange because I was living out there. And someone I knew, Rusty Egan from Visage. Remember the band Visage? Steve Strange was one of my dearest and best friends at the time. Anyway, he was out there. Many people used to go out there, George Michael. Everybody was out there in Miami. And anyway, I happened to be living there. And next thing you know, Rusty says to me, Jenny, when are you going back to London? And I'm like, well, I'm not. And he's like, well, everyone's looking for you. And I was like, why is that? And he's, you've got a hit. And I was like, really? That's strange. I haven't done music for a while. And he's like, no, your band's your song's in a massive movie. So anyway, he kind of like relayed this to me. Anyway, and then he went back. He said, do you mind if I take your number and everything else because everyone's looking for you, da-da. So next thing you know, he goes back home. A few days later, I get Hollywood calling me, managers calling me all over the place. Oh, yeah, you're the lead singer of the Belle Stars. Just with people from Hollywood. Will you fly over? And I'm like, well, to Hollywood. Now, remember, I was living in Miami. I was like, okay. So what's the big deal? And in between that time, it'd been Christmas. And I was in the car with my friend, and we turned on the radio, and I was just kind of saying to my friend, I like this song, you know. And she screeches up the runway street. She says, Johnny, it's you. And I'm like, really? And then I was just like, and then I realized it was Ico, and I was just, there's no way on earth I would have thought Ico had been played in America. And, well, not our version anyway, because there were loads of versions out there. And then, anyway, cut long story short, then I get the phone call from Hollywood. Next thing you know, I'm out in Hollywood. Next thing you know, I'm auditioning Janet Jackson's dancers to do the video, and the next thing you know, it's all over MTV.
Really? Wow.
Literally as quickly as that.
I heard it was Dustin Hoffman's favourite song as well, Iko Iko. It was one of his favourites.
Yeah, no, they all liked it. So did Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise had asked for it for Mission Impossible, but we were apparently too slow in getting to it. I mean, it's a bit of an unfortunate thing there. Had it been me, I would have just said, hey, let's just go for it, But loads of people liked our version. I think it's because it's quite full as a version, and other people's in the past have been quite. They've kept it quite true to its original, which is quite sparse. But we actually filled it out,
So tell us what you've been up to lately. I know you've been working with Scarville UK.
Scarville UK, that was Scar. Scar's kind of my roots because I was brought up with Scar, and in my school years, in the earlier 70s, we had the kind of like early Desmond Dekker and all those kind of Desmond Dekker, my favourite, all those kind of people, and I was going to school with that kind of music. So, Israelites and stuff, they were like hits when I was a kid. And so that would have been my roots. And so when I was asked to join Scarville UK, I'd already kind of like done my kind of thing with the Belle Stars. And so it was easy for me to just go back and write songs because we'd originally started with Scar as the Belle Stars. Because remember, the Belle Stars were originally the Body Snatchers, and the Body Snatchers were a Scar band. So, of course, we still did all those tunes. Some of the tunes that they did. So, of course, I then again, with early Belle Stars, we were actually doing a lot of reggae and ska. And so it was too easy for me. And also, I had a pop element. I always used to have the pop element with it. So, Scarville UK was like ska kind of, ska punk pop.
And you also do a bit of mentoring as well, don't you, Jenny?
Mentoring young people. Oh, yeah, I did that years ago. That was nearly 18 years ago. I still yet mentor some of the young people. Well, they're no longer young anymore. They've gone on to do great things, to be fair. I also went into teaching poetry and all that kind of stuff as a freelance. I also did a lot of drug awareness in the schools, using the arts as a form of, to educate, get past the message across. I've done a bit. And
you've got an EP out?
EP, I've got an album.
Oh, is it an album?
No. The album's been out. The album, and it's with the band called One Stop Experience, produced by Adrian Sherwood, one of the biggest dub producers in the whole of England.
Oh, I need to do my research. Your website needs updating. I don't know. Don't blame me.
Yes, you do, young Terry. I'm telling you, what are you really talking about? I've done so much more in between all that as well, but it's called One Stop Experience. So that's the number one, and then hyphen STOP, and then hyphen again experience. And if you just look that up on Google, yay, pages of it. Then you'll get through to the website, and you can get through to Facebook and all kinds of stuff.
I can't wait to come to the Acoustic Festival. Come over, say hello. I'll be at the front with the Belle Stars t-shirt on. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the chat. I have so much. Thank you very much, Jenny, for coming on the line today.
All right, lovely. You take care, Terry. Thank you, love.
No, you take care. Thank you.
Bye-bye, love. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.